We're back. Frank Sinatra on KLOS. Good morning to you. Impact is the in-studio guest format where we discuss a wide variety of topics tonight. And this morning I do have an in-studio guest who's been here a number of times before. He is the founder of the Frontline Foundation. His name is Ray Castellani. And good morning, Ray.
Good morning, Frank. I'm glad that you're up all night, and I just woke up. You look very fresh and rested, and yet I know you've been up.
And it's morning time as opposed to being here at midnight.
Right, yeah. Big difference for me.
Yeah.
But it's nice to be here as always, and we're not going to change the format, I hope.
No, we won't change the format.
You know, I was thinking about one of the callers that, we had to say good morning to Tiffany Milstead. She called, right? Good morning.
Yes, she did.
I love you, Tiffany, and I loved your letter that you wrote me. It was absolutely beautiful. She wrote an unbelievably beautiful letter. We're going to put some of those letters on the internet. Frank, we never mentioned that Frontline is on the internet.
We are now.
We are on the internet. And also, Frank, again, I want to, before I start the show, before we talk, I do, again, want to thank you for the past over 8 years now of ardent support, and that your efforts, in the purest sense, have vaulted Frontline to a beautiful dimension. We have served over 550,000 meals on the streets of Skid Row with no conditions. We have organized a powerful core of volunteers, measuring over 250. We have reached out even across the country to schools in Albany, New York, such places like that, and New Jersey, and so we've really put forth a tremendous effort. And this radio show, your radio show, not this one, your early, the midnight one, has propagated a tremendous following, and the cream has come to the top, and it's just phenomenal, the amount of people that we have generated from your show. So I'm thanking you up front, in case I forget.
Well, thank you for so graciously accepting my invitation to be on this morning. And before we get into the interview in any depth, what is it you would like to say to anybody listening to you right now?
Well, you asked some good questions. I mean, just that, to listen to me to listen to both of us with an open mind, with your heart, not with an intellect. I could care less about intellect. I'm not into all the knowledge and all this. Just open your heart to this morning for the next hour, whatever it is, to you, Frank, to me, Ray, to our hearts, speaking out, because that's what I want to speak. I want to speak from my heart to another person's heart, the language of the heart. And this is what these are the principles that I represent, stand for, advocate, and so that's basically what I'd like to say. Don't put me down or put you down or look for loopholes to say, oh, I've heard this before and I've heard that before. Well, if truth is so disparaging, then I guess once you reach that point of compassion, understanding, and for my fellow man, if that's boring, then I'm in trouble. I'm in deep trouble. We're in trouble. And so listen with an open heart. Listen to my cry of despair to say, help me. And so that's what I'd like.
And those that are willing to listen to that cry of help, if you were, what is it you need help in? What areas?
I need support. I need. I would love to go the one step further in Frontline which is a small step. I would like people, if they listen to this show, say, geez, there's somebody out there that wants to help our city of Los Angeles and doesn't want anything for it. I would like people to write in and say, Ray, how can I be of service to mankind? I would love to have this. We have 140 members, believe it or not, Frank. We started 10 months ago of the $3 Club. And this is $3 Club that is $3 a month it takes to join. And you don't have to, it's not every single month if you want to miss a couple of months. If you want to miss, just go one time. But that is going to supply the funds that are needed to vault this for me to get another a person to pay them, to help them. I can't expect somebody to work 8 hours a day for nothing. And that $3 Club is now generating funds to help me in that area, to relieve the burden on my shoulders, because I need that help. I need that help. I need, besides coming to the kitchen on volunteering and things like that, Frontline is structurally ready, structurally sound. I don't need any buildings or big high finance. I need little thing. I need the small people to help, and that's basically what I need. I need people. I need more awareness. I have to raise the awareness of what Frontline has done and what Frontline can do, what Frontline has done and what Frontline can do. I want the people that are with Frontline now to pound their chest and say, hey, I belong to something that's easy and beautiful and loving and caring. Because Frontline belongs to Frontline belongs to every person that has contributed in any way, shape, or form, whether it be a thought, whether it be their volunteer service, whether it be their getting tuna fish, whether it be whatever it is. They are the dinners, the brunches. They're all part of this entity, this powerful entity, and it is powerful. It is powerful. And it's theirs. It's theirs. I want that truly understood, and it belongs to everyone that is a participant. So, reach out and nudge your neighbor or your friend and say, hey, let's help. I can make it easier for the human beings on our streets of Los Angeles, downtown L.A. I can make it easier for them to live, to make it through a day. I can put a smile on the face of downtrodden human beings. That's a miracle. That is a miracle. And with that help, I can't do it by myself. I can't do it by myself. I'm too old. I don't have the energy. I'm not well enough. But we're there. We're on those streets. And all this I ask is to set aside any prejudice. The people, especially the new people, say, oh, those people can get a job. I don't want to hear that. That's boring to me. It should be boring in your head to who's ever saying that right now, and I know there are several people that have just said that. So all as I am interested in is putting a smile on the face of another human being for a few moments and making their day a little bit easier. And if it can be done by Frontline Foundation and what we stand for, then that is truly a miracle given to us.
How many days a week do you serve, and how many meals a week do you serve?
First 6 days, we serve over 1,000 meals a week. And it could be with no problem at all, could be doubled with no problem at all.
And that involves, obviously, food and money, and where do you get your sources?
It's all by the people, Frank. It's all by the person sending in $5, $2, $1, 50 cents. Kids. We have children. I'm going to start a whole new group with children, preteen that are saving their nickels and their dimes and putting them in rollers and giving them to me. It's phenomenal what these children. I told you last time you had met that little young girl named Stevie that had given. She's a member of. She got her own card, her own thing, a member of the $3 Club, which is beautiful. I have an 8th grade in Albany, New York. 8th graders writing beautiful notes saying, Ray, I want to participate. They're members of the $3 Club. The whole class gives probably 10 cents apiece, but it's beautiful. And It's the involvement. It's showing. It's the involvement of caring. It's all well and good to sit here with a bunch of books and a bunch of theories and a bunch of ideas. I mean, my God, and talk about what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. We'll still be talking about those things years to come. I guarantee you, Frank, you can have a parade of people come in here from the morning to nighttime with their attaché case full of books telling you all the wonderful things they're going to do, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. Next year, we'll come and we'll do the same thing, and we're going to do that. They're going to be talking about the same thing, and it's going to sound great, and they're going to argue, and they're going to say, well, we shouldn't do this, and we should do this, and we can do this, and oh my God, it's just a mishmash of all baloney that's coming out of the machines constantly. That's not what this is all about. This is about action. Action. If you want to get across the street, walk across the street. If you want to write a letter, take up a pen and a piece of paper and write a letter. I mean, that's what I'm all about. That's what the power of movement is about. You can have fantasies all you want, but until you put something into action, it's just fantasy. So that's. I very strongly believe in the action, not the verbiage. And, like I said, so many people will want to argue. So many people want to debate, the big debate. Our world is in a big debate. Whether we should do this or whether we shouldn't do that, whether we should do that. And, oh, it's great. And I'm not into that area. I'm just not there. I'm not in any kind of a debate. I could care less.
And yet we have people that are literally hungry. What does that say about our culture? What does that say about life? I mean, people are hungry.
These people, they eat my lunches right there on the spot. They don't have any place to go to. They live on the streets, and I don't know. I don't. It was said the area of Skid Row is not exactly a pleasant place to be, but it's the last stop. There is no more in our society. This is the last stop of our society. Our whole giant society, the last stop, and I can bring anybody there that's kind of cocky, that wants to know about it, come on with me, and go downtown, and I'll show you the last stop of society. There's no more. You don't have Skid Row the second. This is the last stop. This is our city. This is our end of the line. They have it in every major city. They have it in every major country's major city is an area known as Skid Row, or the bottom of the barrel, or the poor. What most of the cities do, or they show pictures of children. This is the hook, so to speak. That's the big hook. As long as you're talking about kids, they'll hook you. They'll put you all with the kids. And as long as somebody is talking to the kids, they love you. And I'm not that person. I've said many times, your kids of today are my kids of tomorrow. These children, these people that I help serve on Skid Row, these people were children at one time. Children for a very small, brief time. Since we started, Frank, you and I. They were 10 years old. They're 20 years old now. They're 20 years old. They were 10 at one time, and everybody was worrying about the children of 10 years ago. Oh, the kids, and give them this and give them that. Well, now they're shooting and killing and raping everybody. The same kids that we're worrying about. And not everybody, but this is what's such a beautiful job we did. Now we're still same song, but because I can get funds if I'm talking about children, I can get buildings, I can get anything I want. I can get Hollywood, North Hollywood, East, everybody involved if I'm talking about children, because you see, that's the hook. Well, I haven't a hook. I have a bunch of people that were kids at one time that aren't kids anymore, and they're tired of life, and they're dying on a limb. I have the children of yesterday. I have them today, now, and they're human beings. They're God's children right now. We're all God's kids anyway. But this is what I deal with. I deal with human beings and humanity, not a game playing, talking. Group of people that are sitting around talking about things. talking about humanity at its rawest sense. So, I'm talking too much, Frank.
You've often said on the air and off the air that when you go to such an area of fear like Skid Row, many people won't even get near Skid Row because it's, oh my God, oh, it's scary. You've commented that you feel clean when you leave.
I do. I feel clean when I'm there, and I feel clean when I leave there. I feel very humbled. I'm not there to make myself feel any better. I want that understood for those. You know, you have to sort of, we have to whack on a show like this because everybody's out there forming opinions, and I'm not there to feel good. I'm not there because I'm there because I was directed to go there by, you want to call it God, you want to call it whatever it is. And this was my challenge for me, on a personal level, because I did not want to go there. So I feel humbled that I am used as an instrument to help humanity in such a degree. I've said many times, I'd love to help the people in Beverly Hills. If they want me to help you there, I'll be glad to change spots. But I do it because I know where I am. I feel clean. There was a very wonderful girl, and I told the story to you, that had her throat cut and was killed, murdered, a couple of weeks ago there. Broke my heart, and now I find out that there was another girl along with her, 2 girls. Broke my heart. These 2 young girls, they were 30 years old, found dead on those streets down there. This happens every day downtown. And we don't read about it in the papers, but because who cares? Who cares? And but I care. I care. Somebody's got to stand up and say, yes, I care for this area of life. I care for the people of Skid Row. I care. And by my caring doesn't do any good, but my action upon that caring does. And upon all the people that have helped me, upon all the people that have helped me, that's the action taken by them that allows me the privilege to do what I'm doing. And this was orchestrated long before 10 years ago. It was orchestrated, and I just fulfilled the conditions, and then everybody sort of... I mean, you were picked, Frank. You were hand-picked by God himself, if you want to put it that way, to come downtown to Skid Row, and all of a sudden we connected. We connected. Why would we connect? My God, I don't need a radio show. I don't need to be on a TV. I don't need anything. All I need is a couple of loaves of bread. That's all I need. But yet there was you being totally used as an instrument. My God. And that's the power of what has happened here. And this is what I see. I see the whole total picture. So when I am on Skid Row, I am in my element. I'm in my element anywhere. I mean, it's irrelevant where I am. But on Skid Row especially, because I feel so close to the human, to mankind, to my fellow man, I feel clean, I feel honest, I feel pure in this hurt area, and the feelings are reciprocal. They give back to me the same way as I give to them, to the people, and in order for this is a larger scale. In order for our society itself to survive, love must be transmitted to our fellow man on a daily basis, on a minute at a time. That's the salvation of our society. Instead of bickering and fighting and segregating and finding all the loopholes, we must band together and say, hey, my brother, let's put in understanding and compassion and love for each other. To walk down the streets where it's safe, not to have to be murdered and killed and raped all the time. To walk down the street and say, boy, I'm glad I'm a human being and I'm God's kid and I'm walking down the street. But that's not the way it is today. We have home invasions. We have people coming in and trespassing and killing and raping. It's horrible. My God, I can't close my eyes to things like that. And everybody is saying, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? They're all, what are we going to... Well, we can't do anything with the police department because, boy, oh boy, if they hit somebody a little bit too hard that's been a bad boy, we're going to put them in jail. We're going to... everything is all against everybody. They've got the... the government, the lay person, the big companies, everybody is just, I don't know, all tensed up.
Afraid.
Total fear of losing. Lose. Man, I'm going to lose my $5 billion this month. I mean, everybody's afraid to lose. And wouldn't it be wonderful if and the president has to come out and say we need hope. They don't come out and change our hope, because that's what we lack. We lack hope. It's going to be the same. And I'm saying on a small scale, a very small scale, that's what Frontline is doing. We're giving a little hope for our fellow man on the streets where it is not there, on the streets that nobody cares about, on the streets that says, well, they can get jobs if they want to, on the streets where they say, well, they wouldn't be there unless they chose to be there. All these kind of idiotic things that go on. I haven't got time for any of these things, and so I must, in my limited time of life, I must transform myself and put myself out on a limb and say I stand for understanding. And by standing for understanding, I must then take the next step and must bring that on the streets so that my understanding is understood. It's all well and good to speak of understanding, but it must be understood. And it can only be understood by my action. And so that's where I am.
What a place to enact that on the streets of Skid Row, of all places.
Well,
to transform for moments some of the most dangerous streets in our city.
Well, they are.
And there's also love there.
Right. Love.
I mean, if there was ever a place that typified the power of love, if it can happen on Skid Row in moments, what are we talking about here?
Right. I mean, and this I'll back up. I mean, you've been with me, but I'm talking about to your listeners. If somebody's sitting out there kind of caustic and kind of anguish, full of baloney, come with me, mister. I'll lead you by the hand and see how smart you are when you're with me on those streets, being caustic to me right now in your own head. And so I challenge those people that are anti in that department, because that's what it's about. That's who I'm trying to reach. I'm trying to reach that those people that are so anti everything. My God, sit in a world of anti-ism. I don't even know if there's a word, but it's
in part we're so against because maybe we're too caught up with thinking about ourselves all the time.
Well, this is true, Frank. I mean, we don't have to go too far to look at that. You know, it's a self world, and only by the freedom of self. Say it one more time. Freedom of self. Am I able to attain peace of mind inside my own soul? When I am free of the shackles of self, then I am able to get out and do things which are much more productive. But when I am involved with that entity of self, I can't. I am shackled. I am bound. I am tied. I am gagged. Whatever you want to say. Self is a terrible, terrible thing. So the word comes selfishness, and I'm introverted, and I'm only thinking about self. I implode, and it's a horrible, horrible thing. But you see, we're speaking of revolutionary ideas right here, but everybody says they don't want to hear about these kind of ideas. This is really revolutionary. For somebody to get up and say, hey man, let's think about somebody else instead of ourselves. Oh man, we don't want to do that. But if I started talking about myself and hey man, I got to save me first, and I don't care about you, and I'm going to get you, then I'd have a whole army of people with me, because everybody thinks that way. You see, and that's the terrible thing that's happened. And I know that because I'm out there every day. And it's not an easy book to read, the world as it is today. I mean, you go all over the place, and everything has got a sub-rosa situation going on. What do they mean by that? What do they mean by that? Oh yeah. Oh, the plane blew up. Well, what about down in Atlanta when the bomb went off? Well, what about it? It's the militia. It's the militia. It's the mooah. You know what I mean? And they're going all over it's all over the place. It's all over. It's like a big sick thing that's creeping around. Everybody's got the right idea. Well, man, I haven't seen any right ideas except love and compassion and understanding. And when you're talking about those things to the militia or places like that, they're not going to like you. You mean, give me a gun, man. I want to shoot you. And then I'm okay, see. Then I'll have an army full of people. They'll all be crackpots, but it'll be full of people. Yes. But don't tell those people that are killing the bison because they're coming into Montana, shooting them because they're coming on my ranch. I mean, what a horrible, those poor animals going into slaughter. Each soul that shoots that person someday is going to have to be shot by themselves. Oh, my God. Again and again and again. That's what I think hell is all about. Coming back and having to be some kind of an animal being shot by a hunter. How about that? And knowing you're going to get shot. Oh, boy! But you see, there's got to be some kind of reckoning with people and with life and with... There's got to be some kind of an awareness coming up. And I don't know in my lifetime whether it'll ever happen, but I'll tell you something, Frank, loud and clear. I know the principles, and I know the truth, and I'm not going around, I'm just going around, I just want to feed a few people. And that's where I'm at. I'm not in any tangent of going around radio shows and trying to tell everybody how to live. It doesn't make any difference to me how anybody lives. I'm just telling you what I do, and I want that understood.
My in-studio guest is the founder of the Frontline Foundation, Ray Castellani. And let me give out the numbers, and also for those of you that would like to help Ray feed, I want to ask you to give out your mailing address in just a second for anyone that would like to contact you. In the meantime, if you would like to contact Ray and be on the air on KLOS this morning, you can call in at 1-800-955-KLOS for any questions or comments for Ray. You are welcome to give us a call again at 1-800-955-5567. The phones are open. And for anyone that would be interested in contacting you, how might they go about doing that, Ray?
Okay. Frontline Foundation, that's obvious. P.O. Box 570303. Tarzana, Tarzana, California, 91357. And I also want to say with that, again, I have to say thank you. Frank, I have you've seen that stack of mail that I've shown you, the of inspiration to me. When I get those notes and from the people, from these listeners, from it's amazing. The inspiration. They say, Ray, you give me the inspiration that I get from reading those notes, the love that's transmitted in those notes to me, whether it be just 2 lines or a page or 4 or 5 pages. It's just unbelievable. It's beautiful. And I save them all. And it's phenomenal. It's not just 10 or 15. It's I don't know how many, but it's a stack 2 or 3 inches thick now. And I just started saving the letters only, unfortunately, in the last year. I wish I would have done it from the beginning, but you just never know. And then all of a sudden I said, man, I can't let these things go. And I just saved them. So that address means a lot to me, because for those people that write in, it's your energy that I need, too. I need that energy just to say, hello, Ray, keep up the good work, or keep going, or anything. I don't care, with nothing except for those beautiful words.
And once again, for those of you that would like to write to Ray, the mailing address is P.O. Box 570303. The city is Tarzana. The zip code is 91357. And for those of you that have any questions or comments at all for Ray this morning on Impact, the numbers are 1-800-955-KLOS, and we are going to be taking your phone calls in just a moment. We need to pause and take care of a bit of business, and we'll be back.
He wants to have another bite. La Victoria Salsa. If you've got the taste, we've got the salsa.
You are listening to the Impact Program on KLOS. My name is Frank Sontag. In studio, I have the founder of the Frontline Foundation, Ray Castellani, and we will be taking phone calls in just a moment or two. And between now and then, maybe mention it was a brunch a week from today.
Oh, that's right. Well, yeah.
I had a dear friend ask me, he said, is the brunch happening soon, and what time? And I want to go, and I said, I think it's happening, but I don't think it's at noon this time around.
4 o'clock. 4 o'clock next Sunday at Maria's. Again, you can call the project, right? If they want your project.
We have no number right now.
Well, then obviously you can't call the project. You can write in if you want to res. And send the $20 would be great, and we'll send you the information. If you, that's again P.O. Box 570-303, Tarzana 91357, California, Frontline Foundation, and that's a 4 o'clock early dinner that we're having, and it's a sit-down dinner. Vegetarian and meat, two different things, and we're going to be served. We're going to have 50. We got 50 slots open, and we haven't got 50 now open, but we probably got about 20 so far open. And you're going to be there, Frank? Oh yes, 4 o'clock. You can sleep on Sunday, and there's a place for you. And Tammy, and so it's next week, and then your dinner is the following one, but that's a ways off. But I'd appreciate any help in that department too. Could come to that dinner.
And this is just another attempt to raise funds.
Right. It's a good way. $12 goes to for your dinner, and $8 goes to Frontline Foundation, and it's just an easy way of doing things.
I was just talking to Tammy in the other room. I'm waiting for some calls. I want to take some before we get off the air. You've been doing this for almost...
It's going to be 10 years this year. I've gotten old.
And you've served how many meals?
550,000 meals in that area.
How do you comprehend that?
I can equate it real easy. Everybody has seen the picture of the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. I know they have. If they've watched football, or even if they don't, they always have the airplane view of the Rose Bowl. That's the Rose Bowl 5 times plus half of it once. So that's 5.5 times the Rose Bowl, what you see when the plane is above it and they show you the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. It's 5 times that plus a half is how many meals have been served. If you put all those people together, I would be able to fill the Rose Bowl 5.5 times.
And it's been on nickels and dimes, right?
Oh, total. It's all the nickels and dimes. It'll always be that. It'll never be anything else. I have an answer to solve the problem of hunger in that area. And nobody will step forward and say, hey, let me help this guy. So we got to do it with the small people. And the more we're doing, 550,000, they got to be recognized. Now we have been recognized in Washington, but I'm talking about if I had a cure for cancer, I don't know if they'd be knocking down my door. They probably wouldn't. But I have an answer to the hunger problem down in that area, and in every major city across the country, Chicago, Detroit, that people don't have to go hungry in our city, and on a very little budget. Last month it cost $4,000. I took $4,000 in, so I fed 5,000 people on I think $60. That's basically what I can do it on. I mean, that's with the dinners and the brunches and all the other Frontline 80s, the $3 club. Well, not the $3. That's set aside because I'm holding that off on that. But and all the beautiful donors, the $25 donors a month, the your Glenn Hodges. I met Glenn Hodges, by the way, up in. It's all the people. It's all the people with all their funds helping. So, but I mean, I have an answer. And I'll do it. It's already being done, and it's just that I need help. I just need help.
You want to take some calls?
Sure.
We've got some calls here.
Make the calls easy. This is Sunday. And remember, I'm kind of gentle, little old man.
Tim, you're on the air on KLOS on the Impact Program with Ray Castellani. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, Ray. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Tim.
I don't have anything bad to say at all. I just want to let you know, and I'm sure you've heard this, that you are an inspiration, man. And I don't think you're a fraud, and your sincerity shows through.
Thank you, Tim.
Are you aware of the need for your organization is greater than you or others think? With the federal and state programs being cut now more than ever, being a recovering addict and homeless at one time, your type of people and organizations it gave me the need to continue on.
Beautiful. That's great.
You have an answer, and you are fulfilling a need greater than you and greater than me.
Thank
you. Know what? That's all I have to say. You know what? I don't think any other listeners are going to call and think that you're a fraud. And you know what? You've got my helping hand.
Thank you, Tim.
I love you.
I love you too. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate the call.
That's a beautiful support. That's the support that is needed. That's the banding up together. That is needed. That's the kind of situation that our country, that our society must have in order to survive. Is that say, yeah, I believe, yeah, go, man, and that's it. Just what Tim expounded on. So that's unbelievable.
Thomas, you're on the air on the Impact Program with Ray Castellani. Thomas, are you with us? Okay, we'll put him back on hold and see if I have line 2 written in front of me. Thomas on line 2. Tammy's telling me line 6. Says line 2.
Right.
Thomas, you're on the air with Ray Castellani. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Well, fine, Thomas.
Very good. Ray, I just want to say I love you very much.
Oh, thank you.
I really do. I heard you speaking for the first time, and I couldn't help but think about one thing as you were talking, and something that was brought to my awareness not too long ago, is that we're not our brother's keeper, but we're our brothers.
Right. Beautiful, Tom. Are you from New York?
I am from New York, but I'm living out here in Pasadena.
Okay, that's cool.
But I just came to the Lord not too long ago. So the love that's in my heart, it's also in yours.
Thank you.
And I've been pushing in this direction to be of whatever help I can. And that's my question to you, is how can I take action to work alongside either you or somebody else like you to get on the streets and help these people out?
Well, first of all, you've taken a beautiful action right now by just calling in. That's number one. And certainly the support that you're giving me right now is I'm going to take away with me. Second is drop me a line.
Okay.
P.O. Box 570-303, Tarzana, 91357, California. And make it well, I'll get the mail anyway, so
okay.
You don't have to say anything. Just say, Ray, this is Thomas, and I heard John, and then I'll get back to you. I'll either write you back or I'll call you.
Okay, Ray. I can't say enough about what you're doing. It means that much to not only me, but to raise the awareness of in our society.
Thank you. And you sure can help, because I need it. And Pasadena's not far from where on Saturday you can come and help me in occasion, then serve the food downtown.
I would love to do that. I'd love to meet you, and I'd love to be involved in anything I could do for my brothers and sisters.
Beautiful, Thomas. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Thomas. We appreciate the call.
It's too powerful, Frank, these guys. It's really something.
Diane, you're on the air on KLOS with Ray Castellani.
Hi, Frank. Hi, Ray. You guys are great.
Hi, Diane.
I've really gotten a charge on listening to Frank over the past couple of years, and I'm very happy about that. And also, Ray, what you're doing is wonderful.
Do you listen to him at night, or do you listen to him in the morning?
Whenever I'm awake and the radio can be on.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes I forget and my alarm goes off. That's what happened this morning. But
All right.
Normally I try to try to stay up and listen. Anyway, I have an idea that might work for you guys to raise money. I know that you have a lot of very conscientious listeners, Frank, and they probably recycle like I do. Well, you get those little checks. They're $4 or $5. They're bearer checks, and they don't have any name on them, and they're good to anybody who presents them. And popping them in the mail and mailing them to Frontline Foundation sounds like a great thing to do with them.
I love that idea. That is a great idea, Diane.
Because it's a good thing to do.
Right, I love it, and that sure would help. And we have a guy by the name of Bill Mannheim who does do that. But that's a great idea. That is a great idea. And if anybody could help me in that direction, and they'll put their name and address in there so that I can write them back and say thank you. But that's a powerful idea. I never thought about that. That's great.
Yeah, well, it just seems like, and it does. I've been doing this for a nonprofit that I belong to. I have limited income, and it's hard for me to come up with donation money. But this is an easy way, because I've got to recycle anyway, or I'm going to be living hip deep in plastic bottles.
Well, I think it's great, Diane. I really do.
Well, I hope that it works out, and I hope people do this.
Yeah, well, we just did it right now. We'll just put it out.
Okay.
So that's a great idea. As long as I can bring it in.
Keep up the good work. You're just doing such a wonderful thing.
Well, again, Diane, it belongs to the people like you. It belongs to everybody. I'm just in charge of it for now, but what has been done, it belongs to the people. It's phenomenal.
Thank you, Diane.
Well, thank you very much.
We appreciate the call. One other thing I want to mention again for those that may have tuned in late. The $3 Club, to me, is...
It's unique.
I mean, $3 a month.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it could be $1. It doesn't make any difference. But I send you out, you activate it by sending in the $3, and then after that I send you every month a little envelope, a return address envelope, and you send a check payable to Frontline Foundation, or $3, and... then if you with a little slip, and the little slip says this is my donation for the month, or quarterly, or yearly, or I don't wish to continue this month, but pick me up next month, or I wish to discontinue, and I'll call you at a distant time, and so that it brings the people in that are helping, and these are young people that are helping. There's 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds that are helping, besides older people. But it makes it easy for
down the road. And I keep hearing you talk about all the people you're helping that are.
Do you see me in my white truck down there?
Yeah, I see you downtown all the time. You see us in our red truck, we see you in your white one. You keep talking about all the people you're helping downtown, and we keep making reference to the people that are living on the streets, but I wanted to remind you, it's kind of the ripple effect that you help all of us that are around down there, too, that are down there every day, because we start to take it for granted, and we start taking people for granted.
Yeah.
And then somebody like you reminds us, we're actually part of the community. We're not just come in, visit, do our job, and leave. And it's helpful to us, we kind of get hardened because of the kind of stuff we do all the time.
I know.
And it's nice to see you down there. It's refreshing to us, and it gets us back in perspective, and I just wanted to let you know that the ripple's a lot bigger just than the few streets that we're down there when we're working. So you hang in there, and God bless you. Take care, Ray.
Thank you so very much. My God bless you. Those guys have got a tough job down there, because these people they're finding them in the streets, and they got to drive up with their engines and give them. Some of them are in convulsive, and some of them. I mean, it's not an easy task in that specific area down there. And these firemen are unbelievable. I mean, they're just out there every day. They're not. It's not just once a month. It's every day. Maybe sometimes several times a day. So and they're called upon to save these people's lives.
Thank you for the call, Scott. We've got time for one more quick call, and then we'll wrap it up. And Kevin, you're on the air on the Impact program with Ray Castellani. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Frank. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning, Kevin.
There's really not a whole lot I could add to all the other callers. I just am in total concurrence with them, and I just appreciate your spirit and everything that you do. And I would like to, help out however I can. And I just wanted to call and offer that.
Kevin, you're there again. Please take this address down. Drop me in line. I'll get back to you. Put your phone on it, and I'll get back to you. P.O. Frontline Foundation, P.O. and say Kevin, P.O. Box 570303, Tarzana 91357, California. And Kevin, I need you. You can be involved in any capacity that you want to be involved in. I mean, this is the beautiful thing about Frontline. I have so many windows of open that it can be anything you want. You can be from your home.
Do you do a lot of counseling also?
No counseling, Kevin. No. All I was directed to do was to serve food to humanity. That's all. So let me be the example. What he is speaks so loud, I cannot hear a word he says. I love that. And if I am to counsel anybody, it is through my own example, not through my mouth.
That's great. Well, God bless you, and thanks for being.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right.
Write me.
I will.
Please.
I'd like to send you some poems too.
I love it. Please do that. I would love that.
Okay, great.
Bye.
Thank you, Kevin.
Okay.
Once again, the mailing address to Frontline is P.O. Box 570303. The city is Tarzana, and the zip code is 91357.
Wow.
That's some great calls this morning.
I mean, Frank, I know we only got 2 minutes, but I thank you. I just love you. I thank you. But I think that right here this morning, that this energy, this energy, there was nothing wrong with that. There was nothing wrong with people saying, yeah, man, keep on doing it. Yeah, I want to help you. Yeah, I love you. I mean, that's my God, is that so bad? All these people calling up and say, yeah, I feel part. They're all part of me now. They're all mine. The Kevins, the Scotts. I mean, they're the Dianes. They're all part of me now. They're all part of the entity of what I am. And I will never forget this here on this Sunday in February of 97. Is that so bad to propagate this kind of energy? Is what I'm asking you, Frank. I'm not interviewing you.
To me, there's no other answer than to propagate what we talk about. Love. I mean, that's the answer.
Compassion, understanding for my fellow man. I mean, this is what I spoke for the first half hour about, and this is what they verified out. Instead of being cantankerous and acrimonious, and it came out with understanding and love for another human being, for other human beings. And my God, it didn't hurt anybody. I'm sure that people that heard this show feel a little bit better than they did when they first started. I hope so. And the people that didn't, it's okay. We'll be on again. Or we'll play a recording.
Hopefully both.
Frank, thank you so much.
Thank you, Red.
And thank you, beautiful listeners, and God bless you. You're going to go on, and I'll be a memory, but I'll still be here. I love you, Frank.
I love you,
and I love all your people, too.
Thank you. The time we have, it is 8 o'clock straight up. This is KLOS Los Angeles, and I will leave you just one quick closing thought, and that will be we'll be back tonight at 12 midnight. So we hope you make it a great day. And